Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another installment in our Avian survival series for Minecraft Origins. We are a couple episodes in, and I know in last week's episode I said that I was going to be working a bit more with the villagers that we've started to breed up. However, I'm still on a bit of a time crunch this week, and I really want to give this episode the dedication that it needs. I will give you an update as to how we're doing in here, though, because if we come to the inside, you will see that even I am surprised, because now there is a fourth villager that's running around on the inside here. These four, including the small little guy here, will eventually have a new home a stone's throw away from this village, far enough away to the point where they shouldn't contribute towards the village's population camp, and I can continue to breed up more and more of those villagers. But we've already set up the little workstation areas that they will be hanging out in down this way, and I promise that next week we are definitely going to get a couple of these guys moved in here and get them some trades that we can start to use, and also make sure that they are sufficiently protected up here. But there's a couple of things that I have noticed that I wanted to go over in relation to the 1.17 update that dropped just earlier this week, which I've had a lot of fun playing around with in a couple of testing worlds of my own. So if you're looking forward to a series that will take place with that type of an environment, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, because I do plan on doing something with that. But the first thing that I wanted to bring up is actually in relation to something we highlighted a couple of weeks back over here on the channel, over here in the swamp area. So let's make sure that we head further over that way. So if I take a higher vantage point in one of these trees, you will see that we have been making a lot of use of the diamond digging. I wouldn't call it an exploit, but the game mechanic that works. And I was doing a little bit of testing in the 1.17 update with both the cave data pack and without it, and I suspected that this would probably be the case due to the change in world generation, but starting in 1.17, the tool that you use of looking up your chunk borders to make your way away from the center of these little clay patches, that is not going to be a method that works anymore in terms of finding diamonds. Now, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I did about an hour and a half of testing in various different swamps, again, in both the version of the game that has the cave data pack and the one that does not. But due to the new generation that's happening under the ground and the new blocks that are being included with the deep slate and the copper and everything else, the underworld generation has just been altered enough to the point where this method that was discovered only a month or two ago is no longer going to be a viable resource for finding diamonds. And there's sure to be other methods that one can use, but I learned that, so if you are intending on using that method to find yourself some diamonds in the 1.17 update, just know that you're not going to have any luck with it. So if you really want to make the best use of that, make sure that you are using it in previous Minecraft versions. I don't know how far it dates back to. I wouldn't be surprised if it dates back to whenever swamps were first added to the game, and it's just been consistent up until this point, but it is a little bit sad that that is no longer something that is going to function. So as for the future of this series, I do expect to at least play out through the Avian edition, and it'll probably take a few months, if we're being honest, for this mod to catch up to the current version of the game. I don't have any suspicion as to why they wouldn't update it to be more consistent with the current version of the game, but you honestly never know if that is something that's going to happen or not. So it honestly is anyone's guess. and it's been updated to previous versions of it. I'm sure we'll be fine. But I may take a break from this series after the conclusion of the Avian survival, just to fully allow the version to come up to date with at least 1.17, if not 1.18. And that'll just allow for some additional applications that just aren't currently as viable or as in the public interest with this version of the series. But I'm having fun with it, so don't expect it to go anywhere. Now, I'm just taking a little bit of time right now to set up a better / automatic sugarcane farm, especially because not only am I getting a lot of pumpkins, but you can hear the chickens here in the background. They are quite productive as well, and so we've just got to start using a lot more of these eggs. I could make some cakes as well, but I don't know just how in my best interest that would be, especially because though cakes are a good long-lasting food source, they don't tend to do a whole lot in the realm of saturation, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to stay ahead of here. But I certainly won't have any of the shortages that are happening with any of these plant-based food types because of the efficiency of the many different farms that we do have. So at least there's that to continue looking forward to. So that's at least my thought process for now in terms of what we're going to do with this series. It just really comes down to there are other things that I feel like will catch on a little bit better, but it's no reason to completely halt or call things off. It's just kind of something to keep in mind as the meta and the interest of what's going on continues to mold and shift. But I do have some really interesting plans for the Origins mod that hopefully will catch on later on down the road, probably once I have a bit more traction. So you'll definitely want to make sure that you are well attuned for that, and the subscription would be greatly appreciated while I continue to work through the theory crafting on how that's going to work. But I'm interested to know what your thoughts are. What is your opinion of the newest Minecraft update? Everyone's going to have their own opinion. There's the good, the bad, the ugly. Let me know what your take on it is in the comments down below, as I am genuinely interested to hear what your thoughts are on it, what plans you have, if you plan on doing anything with it at all, what your favorite aspect is, what your least favorite aspect is. Any and all of that is some stuff that I would just love to hear a bit more about. So I'm going to finish up the couple of last touches on this sugarcane farm, and then I think that we will be good to go. So with that sugarcane farm all built up and the various subject matters that I had on my mind that I just kind of wanted to talk through, I think that's going to be it for today. But be sure to let me know any of your thoughts on the aforementioned subjects in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure that you hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for that daily variety content, because there's going to be a lot of Minecraft coming your way, as well as many other games in between. Thanks again for your time, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.